Top 10 reasons why you should mod your Wii U. Come on, Doc, you and I both know you need a modded Wii U.
I am not going to mod a Wii U.
Now, you really should get to modding that Wii U.
Alright, fine, I'll do it. God, stupid Wii U. Hello and welcome back to the VideoGame O.R, the series where we show you the process in repairing and restoring all things gaming. Today we'll breathe new life into the Wii U by unlocking its full potential with some custom firmware. So without any further ado, let's begin the procedure. This tutorial will teach you how to install custom firmware on your Wii U. An improper installation could potentially brick your system. Proceed at your own risk. For this procedure, you'll need a Wii U on the latest firmware, 5.5.6 at the time of this recording, an internet connection, and an SD card. Amazon affiliate links for the products used in this video are in the description down below. Any purchases made through those links directly help support the channel through a small commission at no additional cost to you. First, you'll need to head into the description and download the latest version of tiramisu, sigpatches.rpx, and ufdeen. From there, insert your SD card into your PC and format it under the FAT32 file system. Once formatted, copy the tiramisu zip to the root of your SD card and extract it. Then promptly banish the archive to the deepest depths of robot hell. You'll notice a new Wii U folder and versions.json on your SD card. Within the Wii U folder, navigate to Environments, Tiramisu, Modules, and then Setup. This is where you'll want to put the sigpatches.rpx file that we downloaded earlier. Lastly, navigate back to the root of your SD card. Then copy the ufdeen archive and extract its contents. Now just delete the ufdeen archive and your SD card should be all ready to mod your Wii U. But before we jump into that, let's see this video's featured comment. This video's featured comment is brought to you by Oaken, who said, "Great work. Very straightforward, can't wait to give it a go." Thanks for your comment, Oaken. If you're new to the OR, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment down below to have a chance for yours to be featured in a future episode of VideoGame O.R. Now, back to the tutorial. With your SD card all prepped with the files required for modding, simply pop it into your Wii U and open the web browser on the console. The first thing we'll do is back up the stock system NAND. It's best practice to do this before taking part in any mods to ensure that you have a safety net to fall back on in case of any bricks. To do this, first clear your system's web browser save data. Then you'll want to head to the website wiiuexploit.xyz. On this screen you'll want to click Run Exploit, then hold down the B button on the gamepad until you're taken to the payload manager. From here, choose NAND dumper. On this screen, you'll want to make sure that everything is set to yes except for the MLC. The MLC contains all your games and apps, so there's no need to back those up. However, if you wanted to do so, just make sure that you have an SD card larger than your system's internal storage. Once all are set to yes, press the A button to begin the dump. You can view the progress of the extraction on your gamepad. Once the dump completes, turn off the system and remove the SD card from your console. Then reinsert it into your PC. From here, you should see 4 new bin files. You'll want to create a new folder for your Wii U NAND and copy the bin files to it. Once the files have been copied to your computer, delete them from your SD card and reinsert it into your console. Once your NAND has been secured, it's on to installing the payloader so that you can load into the custom firmware. You'll want to head back into your system's web browser and return to the wiiuexploit.xyz website. Then click on the Run Exploit button again, although this time continue to hold the X button instead of B until you enter the environment loader. From here, choose the installer option. Once in the payload installer, select the check option. If all comes back good, next choose the Install Update option. You'll then be taken to a warning explaining that this could potentially brick your system. Go ahead and ignore that and select Install. Upon completion of the installation, press the A button to shut down the system. Once the console is off, you'll want to turn it back on. Then open the Health and Safety app. This will bring you back to the environment loader. From here, you'll want to select Tiramisu and then choose the Wii U menu. Congrats, as your Wii U is now running custom firmware. However, it isn't persistent at this point, so you need to launch it through Health and Safety after each console boot up. To make the console auto-boot into custom firmware on startup, head back into the Health and Safety app while holding down the X button. This will load you back into the environment loader. From here, press the Y button on Tiramisu. This will set it as the default payload for the environment loader. Then head back into the installer option and run the check again. From here, choose boot options and then select switch to payloader. This will have the console automatically boot into the default payload on startup, which in this case we set to be our custom firmware, tiramisu. All that's left to do is block any future firmware updates from Nintendo. To do this, open the Mii Maker app on your Wii U. This is your gateway to the Wii U version of the Homebrew channel. You'll then want to launch UFD Dine Damn Whatever from here, where you'll then be taken to the update folder deleter. On this screen, simply press the A button to delete the update folder. Then press the home button to exit. At this point, you have successfully set up custom firmware on the Wii U side of your Wii U. Now it's time to shift our attention to modding the side that's lacking the U, aka the Virtual Wii. Modding the vWii opens up the Wii U to being able to run most original Wii exclusive homebrew apps. However, to reach that point, we'll need to add a few more files to your SD card. If you're enjoying the video so far and want to help support future episodes, please consider leaving a super thanks on the video. Any contribution helps with the production of additional O.R content and are deeply appreciated. Now you'll want to head on down to the links in the description to download the files for the Homebrew App Store, vWii Compat installer, the patched iOS 80 installer, and a copy of D2X CIOS installer. Extract the contents of the iOS 80 installer archive and copy the provided apps folder to the root of your SD card. Follow that up by extracting the D2X CIOS installer files. Then drag the contents into the apps folder on the root of your SD card. Moving on to the compatibility installer, drag the downloaded ELF file into the apps folder located within the Wii U directory on your SD card. Lastly, move the archive for the Homebrew shop to the root of your SD card. Then extract its contents and, if prompted to, merge or replace the files. With that all done and dusted, we can eject your SD card from the PC and reinsert it into your Wii U. When on the Wii U, launch the Mii Maker app. This will load you into the Homebrew channel equivalent for your Wii U side of things. From here, you can now launch the Homebrew App Store. This nifty little tool will allow you to browse and install a variety of Homebrew apps directly to your Wii U with no PC required. This can come in handy if there's an app you want to try out but don't like having to constantly swap between your PC and the Wii U. I highly encourage looking through the apps on here to see what else your Wii U is capable of. However, for now, let's head back to the Homebrew app directory and launch that compatibility installer. This app is fairly straightforward. Press A to install the Homebrew channel or exit with the home button. Obviously, we'll press the home button. Just kidding. Press the A button to install the Homebrew channel on the vWii so that we can set up custom iOSs for other Wii Brew. Once the install finishes, press the home button to exit the installer. Then load into Wii mode on your Wii U. You should now see the also familiar Homebrew channel on your Wii menu. From here, go ahead and launch the Homebrew channel, then load the D2X CIOS installer. This process should be familiar if you've already modded the original Wii, although this time around we'll be installing a different set of iOSs. Once you've loaded into the CIOS settings, you'll want to set the CIOS to D2X, V11, Beta 1, vWii. This will remain the same throughout our time within the CIOS installer. Set the base to 56 and the slot to 249 if they aren't selected already. Then press the A button to begin the installation. Once completed, update the settings for the CIOS base to 57 and the slot to 250. Then press the A button once again to begin the installation. Finally, head back into the settings once again and change the base to 58 and the slot to 251. Once the final install completes, go ahead and exit the D2X CIOS installer by pressing the B button. Now we just need to patch iOS 80. Load the patched iOS 80 installer and marvel at the wall of text for the next 30 seconds until you can advance onto the installation. Basically, it says not to run this on the original Wii, and if your install fails, it could potentially brick your Virtual Wii. Anywho, after the allotted 30 seconds is up, press any button on your controller to patch iOS 80. Then just let it run its installation process. Once completed, it'll prompt you to press any button to exit. Congratulations, as you have now successfully modded both your Wii U and Virtual Wii, allowing you access to the wonderful world of Homebrew for both systems. If you have any questions, feel free to join us over on the MCD Network Discord server. You can find advice there in addition to tips and tricks to help you on your modding adventures. So if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like and subscribe so that you don't miss anything new from the VideoGame O.R. Also, feel free to leave a comment on what you'd like to see covered for a chance for it to be featured in the next episode. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.